Hey y'all. So I'm not in front of my roses tonight. I'm actually sitting at my kitchen table and smudging my decks. How has this new moon energy been treating y'all? Did y'all take time to manifest and journal, do something to pour into yourself or plant a seed? Um, so I want to do a love reading, and I titled this "Love Reading and Family Time" because Justice was in here. If y'all hear her in the background, since I am in the kitchen, just you know, don't mind her. She's just being Justice. She's a part of the spirit team on the physical in the physical. I tell my daughter all the time she's a baby angel because her name is Justice Mayat. And Mayat is a concept from Africa of the very first concept of angels. And they were believed to be women, right? They weren't like children. Like in some cultures, they have baby, like like how you see Cupid and stuff like that is like an angel. You see that a lot of times in Christianity. Um, but the angels in our culture are black women. So by going against black women is the very reason why we are in the predicaments that we're in as far as a nation. Because we have adapted a lot of religions that have come in and recreated their own stories, and then they put men as the the leaders of everything, right? But Mayat, was leads the army, so it was the feminine principle that led us into righteousness, that led us into balance, order, harmony, and that energy that we really need in our community, the healing, the spirituality, um, the softness for all of us, because even men, I know that in Western society we've been kind of conditioned that men are just supposed to be masculine, macho, tough, hold a lot of emotions in. But how our men connect with that feminine aspect, which is really important, is being able to tap into intuition, to nurture themselves, self care, self love routines, really taking times to be vulnerable, or, things that we would think would be feminine. And I'm not talking about um, prancing around, and wearing your nails and makeup and stuff like women, but I'm actually talking about, um, you know, the the brain aspect of the divine feminine energy, which was nurturing and compassionate and so on. 1 minute, y'all. My daughter is whining. Let me check on her for just a second. You okay? So Justice is having a little tummy trouble. I believe it's from the diet because the past week we were on like the best diet. Um, and I'm being transparent, but we're working on um, getting it back to our organic diet and the diet that I was on even prior to me coming to Texas. So I have a goal for myself to lose weight, to lose some of the inflammation and everything in my body, and just for my body to feel light again. So that is something that I'm currently working on. Um, Because when your body feels light, your soul feels lighter. You don't, and sometimes, and I'm just sharing from my experiences, that a lot of the weight that I gained was grief weight. It was like trauma weight, it was the weight of the things that I went through over the past couple of years that I was taking in, trying to heal from, but would try to heal from one incident and then another incident was happening. So I was just in a stage of grief. And I can't say that I'm not in that stage, because grief can be in cycles. It can hit you when it hits you. And so I am working to heal myself from a lot of things that I've experienced. And, we're in constant cycles of healing as well. So uh, it's necessary um, for me to do the detox and detox my household. And I'm working on um, getting back into, I used to, if y'all know me personally, that I used to make a lot of alkaline foods. Like I was on an alkaline diet, so I was a little skinnier, but it's not the first time that I've had weight on me either. So some people who've known me, prior to my transformation, when I got on that vegan diet, prior to that, some people know uh, the heavier me, right? So in my head, I'm just like, I got to stay disciplined. I have to stay self-determined and just keep my eye on the prize, right? And I think that's the message that a lot of us are getting during this shift right now. So I just wanted to give a love reading because Libra season is ending, and it should be ending by creating and clearing out certain energies that no longer serve us. Like I said, if you watch the previous readings, like we're in that place with the scale. So our hearts are being weighed, right? And our hearts are always being weighed. But we're in that place of where we're in that shift, because we're in that Libra that it's like, okay, what needs to come off so that this space can be lighter for me? And that is also what the fall season is about, the autumn season, where we are allowing things that no longer serve us to fall off of our tree, right? And so this may be a time where some people are going into hermit mode, or some people are being called to step into their power. Whatever it is that you're being called to do, it may require you to shed some things um, in order to reap the benefits of the process. Okay, in order for you to fully receive your harvest. So I'm going to pull a few cards from this true emotional deck, and we're going to just see what's going on with our collective, what's going on with our people. And y'all, tomorrow I'm going to have a Venus Friday. Okay, so that's only because the majority of my crowd knows it is Venus. We're going to eventually switch it over to our African titles, but I got to get my crowd to kind of convert, or not necessarily convert, because I'm not trying to convert y'all, but get used to us and the transition that we'll be making here with Invoke as well. And so, Venus is the Oshun in some cultures, and Venus is also Heru in our original culture. And I do understand that everybody may not have come from the ancient culture. So some people be like, that ain't where my bloodline came from, and that's okay, if you're from a different bloodline. But all of us we all originated from the same greatest ancestors, okay? From the beginning of time. So somewhere in that line, we are all still the same blood. I think when we came about a separation in our cultures and our cultures began becoming compromised with other teachings, then people started repping whatever those teachings were. You know what I'm saying? Like in this culture now, you got YNs, right? And the YNs, they got a whole nother culture that's just super turned up, but we can't act like they created that culture because they had to come from people who had that somewhere in their DNA, that little turn up energy or whatever the case it may be. Um, their parents was like that. They didn't fall, like they say, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And this is not to come down on the parents or anything like that, but when you really get into the ancient teachings, it just teaches you about, even picking better mates, because some things, even though we try to teach our children the best that we possibly can, some things are in their genetics. Like some things you can't change about them because it's in their DNA, right? So how people will say, "Oh, you acting just like your mama," or "You acting just like your daddy." It's children that ain't never seen their mama and their daddy, but they'll still do trait things like them because that DNA is in them. It's who they are. They are their mom. They are their dad. You know what I'm saying? They're just another version of those two people coming together. So two spirits created another spirit, or two souls created another soul. And now this soul has whatever souls the mom and the dad has attached to them or whatever on them. So I mean, sometimes the mom and dad isn't necessarily compatible. A lot of times we're not operating in the place that we should, so we operate out of lust or whatever the case may be. We're not using our original science and ways of mating in our community, and so we're just pairing up with people because they're attractive or whatever, or we like their vibe, and then we're having these mismatches. We start realizing things about the person, especially when we have the child that is like, oh God, I had a child by this person. You know what I'm saying? And then you're stuck. And then trust me, the traits of that person that you see in that person is going to come out in the child one day. Like you can't get it out of them because it's in that spirit. You know what I'm saying? You've merged two spirits or multiple spirits, depending on if these two people are spiritually clean or not. And if they're not, then those things that are attached to the mother and the father, those entities, spirits, whatever the case may be, they merge with that soul. Now that soul that's being created has the karmas of the parents. It has the good things of the parents and the bad things of the parents, right? And so that's why parents or people in general, even when they're having sex or when they're mating or they're planning to have children, they should really evaluate each other. They should really evaluate each other's family. Like, okay, this family has X, Y, and Z. That means that my baby may inherit that. Like, my baby may get certain traits or things from this family, right? Certain things that I might not teach my child. And those things are important. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that we need to discuss when we're dating or when we're courting. Because if you just doing it and you just making love because you love that person and a baby comes about it, and then you start realizing, dang, you a terrible parent. Who did I just have a child with? And those things matter. You want to know where somebody's consciousness, their state of mind, and their style of parenting, and things that happen to them as children. You want to know these things. You can't say F those things or not. You have to know these things. Otherwise, you're going to regret and make a mistake or make a mistake over and over. And then it's like, well, you thought you had the wrong person. I've done that. You thought you had the right person. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to be able to find your person. And like I said, we do that through the proper rituals, knowing yourself, doing the divinations, right? But consistent ones, not just like, you just want to get a love reading on this person, like it's good to know what your spirit guides think about that person, right? If they like them or not. That's what we doing. Because you can absolutely love that person and your spirit guides can be like, we don't want you matching with that bloodline, because they can see something in that bloodline that might hurt you in the future, that might not be good for you. Okay, that might not be healthy for you. And we tap into our spiritual power so that we can connect with our ancestors, so that we can get the truth, right? So we're not just doing readings so that we can be monitoring spirits or look into whether people are doing this and that or whatever. If we want to look into if somebody's genuinely feeling us, if somebody is going to be this and that for us, then cool. But we don't want to get so where we're becoming unhealthy because now we're stalking the person in the readings. You see what I'm saying? So that is why I stopped doing love readings for a while, because sometimes people can spiritually abuse that power by stalking somebody through spiritual readings. And we don't want to be monitoring spirits. If the person is for you, after your spirit has confirmed that that person is for you, then it's your job to do the work. Now, if you want to come back and be like, what can I do to help this relationship heal? What can I do to help this relationship grow? That's a different situation. But the questions do need to be elevating, not just for you, me, your spiritual team, but you always want to be elevating and healing. Because if the readings are in a place where you're looking to control or whatever the case may be, then it can backfire. So we want to only connect people into divine unions, not just putting spells on people, not just surveillancing people or whatever the case, because there's a lot of people who do that. But that don't mean that everybody's doing it right. Right. And then sometimes you get with people that you shouldn't have got with. And some people get into spirituality, start binding themselves to people, and your true love about to give you everything that you desire. But see, you binding yourself to somebody who keep putting you through the ups and downs and the heartbreaks, because it's something in you that needs to heal. Right. It's something within that needs to heal. So that's important, just as a reminder, when not, because I am picking back up the love readings, is that we do want to know if people love us. And that's okay. We want to know if people have good intentions. We want to know if people cheating on us. That's okay. But eventually we have to not be at every reading and ask the same questions, because y'all are getting readings from somebody who's channeling energy from the spirits, and you don't want to offend the spirits that are helping you. You don't want to offend the ancestors who are helping you, because they can be like, all right, now you wasting my time. What are you using the spirituality for? What are you calling? What are you summoning me for right now? If you're going to keep coming to me every other week and asking me the same question about this person, you ain't even doing you ain't fulfilling your purpose right now. Have you checked in on yourself? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the ancestors was getting on to me about, because we also need to be making sure that just as much as we checking in on whatever is going on in our love life, that we're checking in on our own energy and making sure we're aligned with our mission. We don't have a lot of time. Okay, time is not granted. And one thing that I do know is that we can leave this earth at any time, right? And do you want to leave this earth fulfilling your purpose, or do you want to leave this earth chasing love? Because when your heart is weighed on the scale, what did you do with all the time and all of the wisdom that your ancestors, what did you do with the gifts that you had? What did you use all of those guides for? When you get to judgment, do you know who's judging you? The ancestors. So when you get over there to the spiritual realm with them, they're gonna be like, you went to that reader 3 years straight asking about that man. And not one time did you ask what the you should be doing in life. And now you dead. You didn't fulfill your purpose. Well, you ain't dead, but you over here with us. You didn't fulfill your purpose. We got to send you back because your lesson is self-love. Your lesson is you don't need validation outside of you. Your lesson is self-acceptance. Go back and learn that lesson. And they're going to make you repeat it over and over. You're going to reincarnate, see that person again. And the next test is going to be, are you chasing them this time? Because they're going to come back. They'll be, if they didn't fulfill their purpose, you'll run into them again. And it'll be like the ancestors going to be there with them numbers. Like, don't forget, we sent you here for a purpose. Don't forget. we trying to make sure you stay in your power, in your ashe. Right? So this is a reading within itself because I've been going for 20 minutes. I'm just preaching right now. But we want to make sure, and that's why we just did the new moon readings for balance, to make sure that even with love that we're pouring into ourselves and we can still pour into our person. But we want it to be balanced. We want it to be where right now I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm sitting here with you for 20 minutes. I ain't chasing nobody. I ain't checking in on nobody. I'm doing what I was called to do. Now, maybe I'll catch up with my person in a little bit. Maybe I won't. Maybe I want to go eat dinner and enjoy a good movie tonight and give them some space. You feel what I'm saying? Like our experience ain't supposed to be to possess somebody. So it's supposed to be to allow us to be free. We want sovereignty, and our person should be able to have it too, right? And so that starts with us being able to respect each other's space, being able to harmonize those energies, and, healthy boundaries, all of those things. Now, if you're in a relationship where you and your person live together, it's still okay to allow each other to have that freedom and to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you are still building you up. So tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to be doing the Venus readings. They're 22-22. No, I think they're 44-44. They're not 22-22 because they're full readings. And these are going to be love readings. So if you would like a personal 1 hour love reading, you can book it through the site, or you can reach out to me personally. Y'all know I take other payments as well. But we're going to get into our reading because I ain't going to hold y'all up tonight. So let's see. I'm pulling for my true emotional deck. And y'all, I'm getting ready to change things up. So sometimes you might see me with the pink screen behind me. Sometimes it might be a different screen. And sometimes I think I'm going to show my card spreads so you can actually see the spreads now that we got our kitchen table and stuff set up. Yeah, I'm going to do it the old school style, like how I used to do it, so you can actually see the cards, because you may also pick up something when you're looking at the cards that I might not see. You know what I'm saying? And I love doing that because it allows you to also build up your intuition by, learning tarot and learning what certain cards mean, so you can kind of see it as well. Look at this card right here. It's the romance card. Okay, I see y'all. So the romance card is here. You and your person can be in a space where y'all are harmonizing. Y'all are just so into each other, like the energy just feeling all bliss, like it's there, right? Whether this is the honeymoon stage or whether this is just, putting a little add and something to the flame, like y'all are in a space where there is a lot of intimacy, right? I don't like to use the word romance because it's a European term and it's actually a perverted term. But in Africa, like they have a concept of intimacy, right? And that's what it is, it's intimacy. Romance here has been, it's been created under a fictional view. And sometimes we think that our lives should look like what we see on TV or what we hear in the books or, these stories on social media. But our ancestors had a code about what love was. And it wasn't just those moments where you're into each other, but if you're able to endure what you're going through, if you're able to have the strength in your relationship when there are challenges, it was based off of skills. It was based off of our purpose. You know what I'm saying? So our relationships were not fixated off of romance. It was fixated more on our purpose. And if you and your person is able to fulfill a certain purpose together, and sometimes we align with people who we see potential in and we really wish the best for them, but they don't be our person. It's like we can see something in them and it don't work out. Ooh, the love child card came out, and y'all, the I love you is at the bottom of the deck. This is gonna be a good reading. Okay, we had the romance card that came out, or intimacy. We got the love child here. So somebody wants you to have that baby. Like that energy is up there. Okay, it's love in the air. It's like I want a baby. I want to make a baby. That's what I'm picking up. That is what I'm picking up. Okay. Okay, it says moving on, letting go, loving you, free. This person is moving on from something and it's not you. All right. So they are letting go of something. So some of my collective could have had people who were holding on to things that was stopping them from coming into the relationship, whether that was their own self-sabotaging thoughts, whether it was, just certain patterns, things that they were doing that just wasn't healthy for the relationship, or it could have been like even just being in a player type energy, or being with other people, whatever the case may be, right? This person is coming towards you. Like this person want to have a baby with you. Like this person, they feel free when they're with you. They feel open. Like there's a strong emotional connection here, especially with this water being here, right? I'm picking up currents. Somebody could also be acting like they're distracted, because I just saw the fake busy card. I didn't take it. I'm gonna see if it comes back out. The massive regrets is at the bottom of the deck. So someone could be in a place where they could have been ghosting you. They could have been dodging you, right? They could have been pretending like they were busy, or just whatever the case may be. And that I've seen just on my timeline about twin flames. Some of the twin flames have been running, right? So this person could be letting go of that part of them running. Like they may regret it because they've come into a realization that they're in love with you. Like they may just be in a place where they realize that they don't want to lose you in their life. So let's see. So they're letting go of karmic ties. That's what it is that they're letting go of. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This person is letting go of karmic ties because they love you. Like they're coming towards you, right? And I'm picking up like these karmic ties were like, they were Jezebel spirits. So the karmic ties, and this can be for because most of my people are feminines that could get readings from me. But this person could have been tied to some type of Jezebel spirit that was leeching off of them. Sometimes Jezebel spirits, they attach themselves to people so that they can gain power, so that they can have money, so that they can have access to things, right? And so sometimes it's because they can't pull their own energy. They can't pull their own weight. And don't mistake a Jezebel spirit for the mermaids, okay? Because I know they both are into their sensuality, but the difference is with mermaids, they've actually stepped into their power and they know how to draw people in with their sensuality, and they don't have to actually have sex. Like their sensuality can simply just be their beauty. It can be their voice, like with, like mermaids can use different things to attract people in. But with a Jezebel, it's like all they had was their body, right? This person could have been somebody that was harvesting the energy of your person. And I'm picking up that their energy may have even been draining, like their energy could have been dark. The trap card is at the bottom of the deck. So this person was trying to trap your person. Ooh. This person was trying to trap your person some type of way, and they could have been using sex. They could have been using something to attach or to tie themselves to this person. Because remember, I was saying that the Jezebel spirit is kind of like leeching, right? And so it's like they may have found a way to trap your person into some type of situation, or trying to trap your person to keep them attached to them, to keep them bound. But your person is trying to let go of that energy. So let's see what we have here. Spiritual gifts. Okay, so someone could have spiritual gifts. Let's see what we got here. Someone could be very intuitive, very connected to nature. This shady energy is here, so that's interesting. It makes me wonder if the Jezebel also has some type of spiritual gifts, but she's using them, or they're using them as in a nasty way, right? Like they're not using them how a divine feminine or divine masculine would use it. They're using their energy to be shady, to trap this person. They're using it. And the thing is, with divine feminines, they don't necessarily have to be seductive, like to draw a man in, because they're naturally attractive with their aura, because they're actually doing the inner work. And that healing and that elevating that they're doing, it lightens and lifts their spirit up, right? It makes their heart lighter. So when you are doing the work to keep your heart light, you're automatically drawing in people, right? Because you're a healer. You're healing yourself, and that is going to heal other people. So with divine feminines and divine masculines, they don't have to be manipulative, right? All they have to do is stay in alignment with their purpose. And when they're in alignment with their purpose, then the universe naturally attracts the person. So, like I was saying the other day, divine feminines, when you're doing your divine feminine stuff, the universe is naturally going to bring you your protector, right? But stay in your power, stay in what it is that you are supposed to do. Use spirit warriors, use your gifts, and run it up. And the same with the masculines, because it doesn't matter who's actually doing the work. If the masculines are actually in their power, they're naturally going to draw in the feminine that's meant to balance them out, because it's just the way the universe works. Okay, so I'm seeing somebody who may be like not using their spiritual gifts for the best thing. And this person of yours, they love you, they want to let go, but they're attached to somebody who could also be doing some type of dark work on them, right? We have a workplace affair that's going on here. So the two of you may have even met each other at work. Let's see. Married. This is so interesting. Let me pull one more card. secluded, separation, reflecting, soul searching. I want to pull to see whose energy this is because the karmic just popped up out of nowhere, right? But it's letting me know that this is in your person's energy. So I'm trying to figure out where this workplace affair, this married and this separated energy comes in. You and your person may be separated right now. They could be going through a separation. Someone is married here as well. You and your person can be married, and this karmic could be somebody who this person met at a workplace and she could be doing some type of work, or this karmic could be somebody that met your person at work and then maybe they got married, but they're going through a separation. So this can take it how it resonates because it may resonate differently for different people. So if you're the married person and you're separated right now, this karmic could be the person that your person met at work. And if you're not the married person, then your person could have been married and they may be separated from their karmic, and they may have met their karmic at work, or you could have met this person during work. So let's pull some more cards to see what's going on here. Closing this cycle. So your person is ending something. They might be closing this cycle. Okay, because we see the married, the separation. We know that they're letting go. They're moving on, right? And they're loving you. So they want to come towards you. But they're having to close out something. So they may be closing out this cycle with the karmic so that they can come towards you. So let's see. Secret accounts. Somebody could be watching you from secret accounts. It can be the karmic. It can be this person. Bumping heads. Woo, it is a lot of stuff going on here. It starts off with so much love, right? It starts off with a lot of intimacy. It starts off with a lot of love here. But with your person, it's like they need to let go of something. They need to separate from something because it's like they have a karmic attachment. And until they complete that, and this karmic that's in their energy, what, baby? Okay, I'll fix you something shortly, okay? But while this karmic is in their energy, it's like they could be doing some shady stuff, right? And your person and this karmic could even be married, right? But they could be in a separation with the separation card here. And they could also be going through some type of divorce with this closing this cycle. Like this is something that is coming to an end. You have secret accounts, bumping heads. So somebody's watching somebody from social media. The bumping heads is here. I really want to get rid of this karmic energy. I might have to just burn this sage because we ain't trying to read into the karmic and what they got going on. But maybe we needed to see it, right? Like, because it's bad news right here. So I do feel like somebody is possibly going through some type of divorce. Let's see. Bye, karmics. Bye, monitoring spirits. Y'all got to scram up out of here, baby. We done got enough of that. We want to get some energy on this collective and their person, and we don't want to the karmic. We don't care. Bye, karmics. If you're gonna get the hell on, get the hell on. That's all I can say. Is we're banishing those karmics. So we helping the divine masculine or the divine feminine who needs to let this energy go. because we smudging on their behalf right now with this dragon's blood sage, because dragon's blood sage is good for banishing energy. So we're just gonna send that energy on back to wherever it came from. Toodaloo. Alrighty. So let's see what we got going on with our divine feminines and their person. All right. Yeah, and I feel like your person is kind of going through some things right now. So if you're in separation from your person, they got something else going on right now. And so they just trying to, like I said, they're soul searching, they're reflecting, they're dealing with a lot. So don't push them, to answer or whatever the case may be or talk. Let them process this. They need to process this. And if you intervene in the process of them processing it, they're not going to let go correctly, right? Let them process what's happening. They need to even be able to process the shift that's taking place for them. Because if they're not doing that, then we're getting in the way of destiny. We're getting in the way of faith. We're getting it because we don't have to worry about it, right? When anything is from the ancestors, the Most High, whatever the case may be, when it's divine, it's always gonna be fine. Like I know somebody on one of these lives, I think it's Spiritual Lux Oracle, but she would say if you're divine and you're fine, y'all gotta go check her out because her readings be on point. Now she don't have a YouTube anymore, but she does have, I believe, an Instagram page, and so yeah, like, with this whole situation, it's divine. You don't have anything to worry about. The connection is promised by something higher up. So can't nobody get in the way of something that has come from the Most High. All right. What did I just tell y'all? What did I just tell y'all? The legal matters: divorce, property, criminal, paternity, child support, traffic ticket. Whoo! Let them process what the is going on. Okay, because divorces are not easy. Like they're not easy on people. And I'm picking up that this person is going through, your person is going through a divorce, or you can be going through a divorce. But I'm mainly picking it that it's coming up from your person. So let them, this is going to be a lot to have to sort out, because even in divorces, it's a lot of court, a lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff you got to figure out yourself. You got to reclaim your power. Like you got to start completely over. Allow them to have this time to process this. Okay. You can still love on them. You can still let them know you support them. And this is what we are supposed to do as divine feminines, because we are not here to manipulate energy. See, all you have to do is pour seeds into your person of love and be like, I'm still here for you when you're ready to talk. I know this is tough and whatever, but I'll still be present and available. Send them a meme and let them know you're thinking of them, something positive, right? One thing that I think I see a lot of times is that when we argue or disagree or we don't like something that the other person is doing, we try to control the entire outcome. And sometimes we just got to be in a flow state. All right, let them grow, let them evolve, let them be the divine masculines. And that's going to happen. That shedding is going to happen naturally, right? But when we start trying to be, once we become obsessed with something, it creates stagnant energy. It creates resistance, right? If you do a money ritual or whatever ritual you do, and then you're fixated on when it's coming through, it creates an obsession where you're saying, I don't trust spirit with this power that they just gave me. I don't trust the spirit realm that they're going to work this out. So when your spirit team is telling you that somebody for you and they're going to work something out, trust the process, because it's going to work out. All right. It's going to manifest how it's supposed to manifest. And your person can act like a jackass sometimes, and they could be trying to cope it through. So your person may be dealing with some type of alcohol problems as well, or some type of addictions is what I'm saying. All right. but they have a love message for you. So I'm actually, and they fucked up over you. Okay. Like, your person is messed up over you. I'm looking at these cards, the happily single. So they're going to be free. Like that, whatever they're going through, they're getting ready to break from that karmic, right? And this I love you is here. So this person is about to come in with new beginnings. Like, they don't want to lose you. And I think that they're having to process and weigh out things with their heart scale between you and the karmic. So they're having to come to a realization that this is what divine feminine energy or divine masculine energy feels like. And this is what karmic energy feels like. They have to come into a realization that this is lessons and that it's only going to bring me more hard lessons, but this is divine. And when it's divine, it's going to bring me love. It's going to bring me elevation. It's going to bring me healing because this was heaven sent. This was my angel. This is who the ancestors get assigned to me because we all incarnate with somebody. So your person has this love message for you. And I was actually getting ready to go into my love message cards, but when I just couldn't help myself. So I went and found this card at the top of the deck, and it was the fucked up over you. Divine masculines, y'all might have somebody who okay. Divine feminines, you might have somebody who just can't stop thinking about you. Like, they cannot get you off of their mind. And then you had the happily single card. So both of you can be in a place where you just kind of dating right now. Like, it might not be the most serious relationship, but you may be able to identify that this is your person, right? Because the connection just feels different. There's something about this connection that it feels like it's home, right? Somebody setting goals, career focus. So this can be you. This can also be them, like in a place. And I feel like for them right now, they're trying to process and get over the karmic. So this energy can definitely be you, where you're just in your space, and that's what you need to do until your person completes this and closes this out. Go shine your light. Go be great. Go be amazing. Because guess what? It's going to teach them something about you. It's going to show them something that I gotta have that in my life, yo. Because if I don't go ahead and cut this, see, you really want to know what's going to cut it, what's going to make them decide to end it, is when they realize that your energy ain't around anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still pour into them, but what if you ain't pouring into them as much because you're giving them space, right? Because they ain't got it right just yet, right? So what if you are giving them space and you focusing on you and you being happy, you glowing, you going out with friends, you doing your thing? Guess what? That energy is attractive. Who don't want to be a part of that, right? So we're not going to sit over here and cry. We're not going to sit over here and obsessed and be depressed, because that does nothing. It doesn't do anything for us. And then we're allowing them to control whatever is in our energy frequency, in our energy field. We're going to be over here. We're going to be merry and happy. And when I tell you, we're going to be looking good, fine, and divine, as Spiritual Lux Oracle would say, we're going to be all right. So the I love you card came out with a marriage proposal. So this person gonna come towards you with a proposal when they close that chapter out. They gonna realize, like, oh snap. Even if they go into a single space after they break from the karmic, they're gonna realize and be like, oh snap, like nothing is more fulfilling in my life than my person. Like, my person just got it all. My person got what it is that I need, what it is that I'm looking for. And I want to be a part of their life, right? Because when you step into your power and you doing everything that you're supposed to do, it ain't even about love. It's about your purpose. And when people see your purpose, they like, I want to be a part of that, right? Because then they can see themselves being there. So that's why I'm trying to get us out of that place of just romance, because we always think that that's what the relationships are, and get us into a place where we're in our purpose. Because when you step into your power and you doing what you're supposed to be doing in your community, or you breaking generational curses, you starting a business or doing community work, whatever it is, teaching, everybody ain't gonna be an entrepreneur, but whatever it is, when you step into that and you're living in your true north, you naturally gonna attract and activate your person, and they're gonna see you, right? Not just hear you and the things that you're saying to them to make them believe you the one, but they're going to see you and they're going to be like, I can't live without them. So I'm just telling you, that's the message that I'm picking up here. But I'm also going to pull, and I love these cards. They're so beautiful, y'all. I'm going to pull some cards and get, since we do have the love message here, it's like your person does want to communicate something to you, even though you may be at odds or you may be in separation right now. It's something that they do want to express, and it's definitely that they love you and that they messed up over you. So see, all of that crazy energy that's in there is the karmic energy. They need to release it because it's heavy, it's nasty, it is it's I'm stuttering. It's bad. When I tell y'all the karmic energy ain't in a divine space, the karmic energy is in a nasty space, in a energy harvesting type space on your person, right? They can't even get in a divine space because if they was in a divine space, they would know that your person ain't they person, right? It don't matter if they had been in whatever union or whatever, they did not do it correctly because you have to go through the certain through our culture, not through these Western cultures. You feel me? That's where we're coming into a problem with, and why we're decreasing in our community as far as marriages, and everybody else is beating us. We have decreased by 80%, and that's because we're not doing it by our culture. We've integrated, and now we're doing all of this stuff that everybody else is doing, and that's not going to work for the natural people, right? It's not going to work for indigenous people or African people. So we have to use our culture, and by doing that, we're connecting to our ancestors. And our ancestors, they keep the Akashic records. They keep all of our information. They keep the information of why we're even here. So before they even sent us here in our physical body, they already knew what our purpose was, and they knew that they were going to have to create a balance because our ancestors had a divine feminine and a divine masculine, all in all of the Intoros, right? In all of the deities. All the other cultures, it's an imbalance. Like it's always a male deity or whatever the case may be. But in our original culture, from the beginning, there has always been a divine masculine and a divine feminine through every single Ra, Rayat, Mayat, Ma'ah, Amen, Amenet. It has always been a divine counterpart with our ancestors because our ancestors were balanced. So when they created us to come here in the physical realm, they did not create us single. They did not create a single. Now there might be a time frame or difference between when we come in process with our person, but it's always going to be somebody that's close in our age range. Like you ain't gonna have no 20 or 30-year gap because that's not how our science works. Some people are taking on other people's teachings, and that's not ours, and it's not being done correctly in our culture. It don't matter if y'all both adults or not, you still considered a pedophile. You're still considered a predator because what will make you think that dating somebody that young is okay? You know what I'm saying? You're harvesting off of their youth. That's what we see, right? And a lot of cultures don't identify. They just be like, love is love and this and that. All right, y'all gonna find out there's an ancestral hell, and you're gonna be, our ancestors had hate for stuff too. Like there's literally a divine love and a divine hate in our culture. So our ancestors did not love everything. So this concept that we adapting, and that's what colonization and integrating does, because now we need to be able to identify what our history and our true culture is versus what are these Western and New Age lies and all these other spiritual systems that's not ours, that we taking in, that is hybrid. You know what I'm saying? And when it's been twisted up like that, it has some other type of agenda that isn't going to benefit you because you need to connect with your ancestors and not these other spirits out here. Your ancestors don't with liars, they don't with thieves. And these other cultures come in and they have stolen your ancestors' teachings, and then they're teaching them in their own way and not giving your ancestors credit. That's stealing. And one of the 42 laws of Ma'at is that I will not steal. Okay. And to even be of a descendant of your ancestors and not want to venerate your ancestors or even connect with your own bloodline, but you'll go and adapt to Buddhism or whatever the other cultures is prior to, guess what? You basically committing treason because you on the other side. What are you doing? You're on the side with the people. And it is nothing wrong if they want to have some teachings for them that will help them with maintaining their consciousness because they need it. But at the end of the day, we're the originals. Nobody is going to be able to do what it is that we're able to do. And that's why they work so hard to mess with our psychology, with our brains. That's why there's so much deep programming and things in our communities, because they know that we're gods and they don't want us to connect with that God energy. You know what we're able to do with our powers? Like, we literally can create civilizations, and we're not doing that. We're not operating in our higher selves. We're operating in a low state that's keeping us in where the majority of our communities are in survival, they're in poverty, they're in low vibrations because they've hijacked our consciousness and then they sold us lies. That's why we have to go back and get it. That's what Sankofa is about, right? So, anyways, let's get this message from your person. All right, twin flame. This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. All right, so I saw the mirroring in this other deck a little while ago. So you and your person could be mirroring each other, right? When you thinking of them, they thinking of you. when you feel something, they feel it too. You know why? Because y'all are divine masculine and divine feminine. Y'all are twins. Y'all are like you know how real twins can feel when the other twin is going through something? Well, that's literally how the twin souls come through, or the twin flames come through. Okay. All right. Keep the door open. Don't be so focused on a closed door that you don't see the ones which open for you. So your ancestors are advising you, like, don't put all your energy in one basket. Right now, your twin flame has a lot of work to do, and they are going to do the work, but you're going to have to give them the time to process. You're going to have to give them the time to go through it, and you're going to have to sit back for a moment, be in your happily single energy if y'all not together, or just be in that energy where you taking time out for yourself. Leave the door open. It's okay for you to let some guys treat you or whatever the case may be in the process, because you ain't got to sit here and not live. You do not have to give yourself a life sentence. You do not have to punish yourself because somebody else won't get it together, baby. If they want to be there, they will be there. And trust me, when you start doing your stuff, they gonna realize, like, you ain't in that chaser energy anymore. And that's what twin flames do. It's the runner or chaser. Run. I'm telling y'all, it's your turn to run. And I'm not saying run as in run from your person or block them or anything that they might be doing. But what I'm telling you is lead the race. All right. Take control of the situation by stepping into your power, stepping into your purpose, and then watch how the universe starts to activate them and call them, because they're gonna start. It's in their DNA. Once you done came across your twin flame and y'all done activated each other, it's something that's just naturally waking up their kundalini, right? So when you fall back from them other energies is not about to activate no mother. It's only one twin flame, okay? They are not about to activate your person. All right. So let them see. Let them see, because when they come back, they coming back with this. They coming back with that. I gotta have you in my life. All right. I want you in my forever. When they come back, it ain't gonna be no back and forth. It ain't gonna be no, you so tired of them, y'all keep falling out, you keep separating. It's gonna come back into the full circle of the union where y'all are harmonized, y'all are balanced out with each other. Okay. So this is your season. Run. Redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship and not what you fear will happen. Okay. So anytime you get a little concerned, like you like, oh, my twin flame or my person, they ain't called me in 2 days, like they talking to somebody else, or dang, I ain't heard from them all week. Like I said, they going through something. stuff they really need to process. But you're on their mind all the time. Like, you got this person, like I said, you got them messed up. They can't stop thinking about you, and they not. Because when you come in contact with the person that God sent you, it's heaven. It's literally God. It's literally God. You and guess what? Because they God, you God. They start activating your God DNA. They start activating the part of you that remembers who you are. It's gonna do something to them that they ain't gonna be able to forget, baby. They ain't gonna be able to forget. Trust me. Past lives. You have known this person before. It is a soulmate from a past life. So some of these can be soulmates, but it's a past life soulmate. Y'all came here to be with each other. Okay. And they can recognize that. They can recognize the feeling that they get. They're like, this feels, and you know what it is? When you experience a karmic, it's like you go through these lessons. And then when the soulmate or the person from your past life comes in, because twin flames can be from past lives too, they can come back multiple times together. But when you find that person, it's like this sacred moment that just everything stops, right? And the moment feels really intimate, no matter what moment it is. And something just feels familiar. It's like you feel like you're in your own energy, right? You don't realize that, but it feels like home because it's the other part of you. And so you feel like it feels familiar, and your person can also feel it too. So they may also be recognizing you from a past life. They may have some things that they remember that may become activated when they're in your energy. And then when you're not in their energy, it's like something feels like it's not complete. Something feels like it's missing, right? It says nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed. So trust in divine timing. Nothing is wrong. So get out of your head when it comes to this. Redirect your thoughts. Get out of your head. Don't think the worst. Don't think that they don't love you, that they don't want to talk to you. This person loves you, right? They have a strong emotional connection with you. You're always on their mind. But in order for them to come towards you, they need to handle this business. They need to step into their divine space and step into their leadership and be like, you know what? I'm ready to go be with my divine person. Get out the way, karmic. You know what I'm saying? They need to close that out. They're going to do it. Trust the process. All right. It says, put yourself first. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. So see what I'm saying? The universe is asking you the exact same thing that I just said. The ancestors just be confirming, and they make sure they pull out the card too to make sure that I'm confirming whatever it is that I say. But it says, put yourself first. So right now, this is your season to not fixate yourself on your divine person. This is your season to put you first and to pour self-love into yourself. Let's see, I'm going to pull a couple of cards from this deck before I close out this reading. But now is your time to pour into yourself. Gaslighting you. I have been lying to you and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy. You were right. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. So see, this person might have been in the energy where they was playing games. Like they got to step into they gonna come into this realization when they sitting back and they realize who is actually for them and who is not. Because like I said, a divine energy and a karmic energy are going to be two different energies. A divine energy pours into you naturally. A divine energy does not abuse you. A divine energy does not do harm to you because they're there for your soul. People who are there for your soul are there to help you to elevate and heal, right? People who are there for the flesh, they're there for the money, they're there for the fame, whatever the case may be. A lot of those people come in for something on the third dimension. It's not from the soul, it's not from the heart. So that means that their intention towards you is not a pure intention, which means that they're not in your life because God sent them there. They're in your life to teach you lessons that may need to be. I need to love myself better because I'm allowing these things to happen. I'm not setting healthy I'm not setting healthy boundaries. So I'm allowing these people to abuse me. I'm allowing these people to bully me. I'm allowing these people to manipulate me because I'm accepting this for the sake of self-sabotage, for the sake of what I think is love. And it's not love because it's not mutual. It's not reciprocating, but they have to see that, you know what I'm saying? And so they're going to be able to pick this away. Look, I seen that away at the bottom of the deck. They're going to be able to pick this out when you start putting yourself first, because even when you fall back, they're going to be like, wow, like this divine person don't need me. They just want me. Whereas and that's good, because you need to be a whole space, right? You don't want to be the karmic that you just came in because the person has more money, or you came in because the person looks really good and they satisfy you sexually. Like, you don't want it to just be because of certain things. You want it to be because it's a soul connection, right? The mother wounds card came out. It says, my mother is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting with the divine feminine energy within me and externally. So this person may run from you simply because they're used to toxic. They're not used to somebody who comes from a divine space, and their mother might not have been a healer. Their mother may not have been healed, right? So and it was meant for them to go through this karmic lesson with their mother as well, because they had to learn and see what the darkness was before they could see the light. So that means that they had to experience turmoil, they had to experience the struggle, they had to experience a bunch of karmics in their life. They had to go through those lessons that created their character, right? So that when they came across you and they felt that different energy, they would be able to identify you. And they would feel something different, and they would know that it was you, because it does not do like the karmics do. They know that the energy heals them, it elevates them. So they knew that this was their angel, right? So they just knew it. They was like, when they picked up the energy, when you came across their energy, it was like, this is my angel. Because we all got them. But they was like, this is my soulmate. And they probably felt like in life, like everybody was just normal like that, especially if their mama was toxic. Like, they might have just felt like naturally that was normal for women to be a certain type of way, or whatever the case may be. But when they came across you, it was different. And they knew that they couldn't treat you the same, because you were pouring in from a divine space, and they could feel that presence of God within you. And they knew that they could not play with God the way they played with these other people, baby. But they had to go through those lessons so that when they did get to their soulmate, they would appreciate it. They would value it. They would treasure it and be like, I ain't letting this go. This is the best thing popping. You feel what I'm saying? So it's okay that they have to go through the lessons and have to go through things that they need to heal from, right? So, runaway, would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. Yeah, let's go, baby. Your person wants to get away, right? So you may be expecting travel soon, or when your person comes back, like the two of you may begin to travel. All right, let's see. And let me go. You deserve all the good things in this world. And right now, I'm not in a space to give you the type of connection you deserve. Live your life and let me go. So this your turn. move forward. Like I said, your person still love you. They still value you. But in this moment, it's like they got something that they need to heal from. And it says soon, I'm gonna contact you soon. So they're gonna reach out to you, they're gonna come towards you, and they still gonna give you that proposal, right? But it might take for them to sort some things out. Because if they still got karmic in their energy, they gotta release that because they can't come into your energy halfway stepping. And the divine ancestors ain't gonna allow that. They cannot come into your space half-assing it. They want you to be in a happy space because you deserve that, right? You deserve that as the divine feminines or divine masculines. You deserve to have that full person because you're going to come in with the full commitment. So this is also a part of your lessons and your healing as well, is to give your person space and let them know, you about to go do your thing, sorry. You about to go enjoy your life while they figure it out. And that it's no love lost. Yes, they still love you, but they got to work some things out. So if y'all would like to get a full reading tomorrow, get those Venus readings because I'm going to be doing love readings. And I already have a question prompt, so I'll send it to y'all tomorrow in your inboxes. So make sure to check it out if you are interested. Again, it's 4444. It's going to be an hour session for each of you and break down what's going on with your person, their emotions, their thoughts, what's going on in your life, and what it is that you can be doing in this time to help the relationship elevate. And right now, what I'm seeing just for this collective reading is that what is going to help the relationship elevate is for you to stand in your power and your purpose. Give your person some space. All right. The space might be 3 days, it might be 2 weeks. I ain't pull no time frame on this because I ain't bring those cards. But trust me, we'll get into that. All right. We about to pick these readings up full force for right now, unless some crazy incident happen. So y'all wish me the best of luck. And we're going to make it happen. All right. So y'all have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and light.